morning, I'm James Gruber and welcome to the Morning Report for Tuesday the 21st of July. Overnight, oil prices whipsawed, dragging most share markets lower. The volatility was driven by several new developments in the Iran conflict. Yemen's Houthis declared a naval blockade against Saudi Arabia, potentially opening a new front in the war. Meanwhile, Donald Trump posted on social media warning of a forceful response to the deaths of American soldiers, saying, "Every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over." At the same time, reports emerged that mediators have presented Iran with a proposal to de-escalate tensions with the US, including a 10-day ceasefire aimed at creating space to revive the interim agreement reached last month. Let's now take a deeper look at what's happened with Aussie futures, commodities and currencies. The ASX is poised to open lower, with index futures down 0.4%. As for the ASX 200 yesterday, it fell 0.1% to 8,791, as gains in energy stocks offset losses in technology stocks. On commodity markets overnight, global oil prices were higher as traders weighed those hopes of renewed US-Iran negotiations against Trump's vows to avenge US deaths. Brent crude futures settled up 1.3% at $89.22 a barrel. Base metal prices were higher on Monday. Copper futures gained 1.3% after figures showed China's imports of refined copper hit a 9-month high in June, thanks to strong demand and declining domestic supply. Meanwhile, aluminium futures edged up 0.1%, following data revealing global primary aluminium output in June fell 1.5% year-on-year. Gold futures were little changed as investors assessed developments in the escalating US-Iran conflict, which lifted energy prices and clouded the outlook for US interest rates. The futures settled down 0.1% to $4,016 an ounce. Iron ore futures meantime slipped 0.2% to $98.70 a tonne on seasonal weakness in Chinese steel demand. Let's now take a look at currencies. The Aussie dollar was last trading up 0.2% at just under 70 US cents. And taking a step back now to see how Wall Street and other world markets did, the Dow Jones Index finished down 0.6%, the S&P 500 fell 0.2%, and the Nasdaq ended flat. A closer look at the trading day there. US share markets were mostly lower as chip stocks recovered from last week's sharp sell-off, while a rally in oil faded on hopes the US and Iran could revive a peace deal. Communication services and energy led the sector gains, while healthcare lagged. The Philadelphia Chip Stock Index rose 0.6%, with Marvell Technology up 3.3%, SanDisk jumping 2.7%, and Micron advancing almost 2%. Alphabet climbed 1.5% after a report said its Google unit is developing a Gemini integrated server chip aimed at improving AI efficiency and easing computing capacity constraints. Among other market movers, Domino's Pizza was up more than 2% after the pizza chain's quarterly revenue edged past Wall Street estimates. US government bond yields rose as traders weighed whether escalating oil prices, driven by the widening war with Iran, would eventually feed through to consumer prices, even as data showed inflation pressures easing last month. The US 10-year Treasury yield rose 5 points to 4.59%, while the US 2-year Treasury yield gained 4 points to 4.21%. Moving now to the European markets, the continent-wide FTSE Euro First 300 index ended 0.4% lower, and the UK FTSE 100 lost 0.7%. Europe slipped as the deteriorating conflict in the Middle East stoked inflation fears ahead of a European Central Bank meeting this week. Also, new UK Prime Minister Andy Burnham fueled concern that his administration will add to the nation's already heavy debt load. Ryanair led losses on the benchmark index, down 4.6%, after the budget airline reported a 34% drop in first quarter profit, hurt by higher fuel costs and lower fares. Thule fell 3.6% after the sports and outdoor products maker reported second quarter sales that slightly missed market expectations and warned of price hikes. Swiss field device maker Belimo fell 2.4%, despite demand in the data center sector driving higher first half revenue. So let's now take a look at what's on the watch list. In Australia, Hub24 and Alkane Resources present quarterly updates. In the US, there are earnings results from IBM, Moody's, CME, Texas Instruments, ServiceNow, and GE Vernova. And that's it for today. For further developments on the local trading session, please tune in to the CommSec Market Update podcast this afternoon and, of course, the Market Close video. Have a great day.